talked about the positives. You must appreciate being back, as you say. This is your second year now, captaining Ireland in the Six Nations. How have you changed on the pitch and off it?
Yeah, what a privilege to be back in this position. Thankfully, I've got a great group of guys around me, some very capable players and leaders. So, I'll be leaning on them quite a bit throughout. My playing, it's constantly evolving. There's still so much growth I feel in how I'm playing. Sometimes it can ebb and flow a little bit with the extra demands, and it's about finding ways through and constantly evolving with both the leading side of things and the playing and bringing it all together as best as possible.
You talk about evolving. This Ireland team is trying to do it obviously the best they can. How tricky is it? You've done it for a while now, coming from Leinster systems with defence and attack and coming into Ireland in a short space of time.
A little bit of a challenge, but like you say, we've done it a few times at this stage, so the quicker you can get into the systems and the language here. Attack, there's quite a bit of crossover. The competitiveness in which we train in Leinster is the same here. So it's the defence is the main thing, but from a forwards perspective, it doesn't change too much, to be honest. Kind of being on the edge and the discipline side of things is something that me in particular, and as I'm leading the team, I need to be careful and mindful of how I'm leading that area. I haven't been good enough in that area going back to November and beyond, so I think discipline is something that we'll be looking to get right, and I need to be at the forefront of that. You're
very open there, saying hasn't been good enough as a leader of the discipline. Why is that? Do you have to get better on the pitch sorting that out too?
Yeah, ultimately discipline comes back to good habits, good decision making. You're trying to push the edges. Obviously there's a little bit of grey in rugby, especially around the breakdown, and you're trying to stay on the right side of that, but some of the decisions I've made haven't been good enough there, and that can have a bit of a contagious effect around me, so that's something I'm looking to improve.
It's clearly a really important 20 months. I know everyone's now in present, going into the Six Nations and then on to the World Cup. Certainly from the outside it feels that way. Does it feel inside that Ireland have to perform?
Yeah, there's massive desire to improve. There's desire to keep the evolution going in the right way. There's some new phases in, which is exciting, and getting them in the right trajectory and continuing to go in the right way. So November was obviously mixed, both in terms of results and performances. If you look at the Australia game, there's definitely some pleasing things there and a record score against them, but New Zealand and South Africa are definitely not good enough. So it's about continuing to work hard, continuing to build the right habits, and hopefully that pays fruition at the weekend.
It's interesting, normally over the last couple of years, Ireland going into a championship, our favourites are thereabouts. Doesn't feel like that this time. As a group, will that be mentioned, or is it every game at a time?
There's definitely the awareness that we need to improve. There's the awareness and the belief is still there at the core, but as individuals we're aware that we need to get our game better, and that will ultimately go into a better team performance. So there's no shortage of willingness to work, willingness to develop, and eagerness to put it out there on the pitch.
You talk about belief is still at the core. What do you think is the biggest difference between this Ireland and the one in 2023 that was absolutely flying?
There's probably quite a lot of cap experience that's gone, test match experience. We had some incredibly experienced players who were putting out there week to week and bringing the group forward. There's been an evolution in some big positions, in some big roles, captaincy wise as well. So I think ultimately at the core there's still that belief, like I mentioned. There's still a lot of similarities and ways of doing things that we believe if we do right can bring us success.
As captain of this team, do you have any doubts that you won't get back there?
I don't. I think we've got the right people in the right places. I think we've got the right mindset and the appetite to get better, and I'm looking forward to seeing it put out there.
It's going to be a difficult championship. France and England, Ireland haven't beaten away since 2018 when they got into the Grand Slam. Is this year?
I hope so. It's certainly the plan. It certainly sharpens the mind. Thursday night, 9 p.m. I believe it is, against France in the Stade de France. So that will sharpen the mind. We've got a good week opportunity in Portugal to get things right and to prepare properly for that game. We're aware of how important momentum is in this competition, so a win and a performance over there could set us up very well.
Talk about Portugal and then into Paris. What excites you most about playing on that Thursday night?
I love the atmosphere over there. With Leinster, we've had a couple of away games recently, playing in Bayonne, which is a pretty hostile performance, and a lot of passionate supporters there. We're expecting that on a macro level in Stade de France. I remember walking out onto the pitch in the warm-up and drums are going already, it's packed already, so yeah, it's a bit of a cauldron and we're excited to see what we can do there.
One less follow week as well, 3 games in a row. That brings us challenges. How do you adapt to that?
Yeah, a little bit more emphasis on recovery, on turning around. I think with the layout of the fixtures, we're fortunate that we don't have any 6-day turnarounds. There is that little bit more time to recover, prepare, review, preview and get into it. So I don't think it changes too much for us.
Where do you feel your game is at the moment?
Definitely a lot of room for improvement. I mentioned the discipline bit earlier. I think a strength for me has been my carry, get my hands on the ball as much as possible, my decision making as well in terms of pass, carry or out the back, and yeah, continuing to improve that and see more of that. There's been some mistakes, certainly too many, more than I would like over the last number of weeks with Leinster, so I'm keen to bring my best self over the next couple of weeks.
You seem very open with the negatives and the positives. Has that helped you in the leadership as well? You seem a lot more comfortable in your skin maybe as a captain. Who am I to say, but that's the way it seems to be over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think with any job, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get in it. I'm aware that you need to further the belief and emphasise the positives, but you also need to drive standards and point out the negatives and keep things moving in the right direction. So I think they're both equally important.
If Ireland were to win this championship, would you see it as the biggest moment in your career so far?
Yeah, definitely. It would be. It's a privilege to captain, but to captain a successful tournament would be another level altogether. So that's certainly the ambition. There's a lot to go and do that.
Last couple. I know it's all about the inside group, but is there a point to prove as well to the outside?
I mean, that would be a nice extra bonus, but genuinely, the focus is on the voices and the hearts inside and driving that in the right direction from the inside.
Caelan, all the best in the coming weeks. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Cheers.